Hey guys, and welcome to Business Growth Network's 30-day challenge to double your business. Today is obviously day one, and I want to get you started in the right direction. I don't want to put a lot of fluff in here, so I'm going to dive right in, and we're going to start setting some goals. Why goals? To double any business, we need to know what doubling means. We need to know what your goals really mean to you, so that we can make them to where you really want to accomplish them. The other problem with a lot of goals, and why I don't like New Year's resolutions, is they need to be broken down into bits. So if you fall off the wagon, that you can jump right back on. This is going to be a really busy 30 days. I'm going to need at least a dedicated 1 hour a day to help you accomplish your goals. But I do promise that absolutely every single thing that we are talking about today and for the following 29 days can be done in an hour on your business. Get off Facebook, get off YouTube, get off Netflix, get off those time wasters for just 30 days. Give me 30 days, and we're going to get started to double your business by building the very foundational blocks that every single person needs. So I'm going to go ahead and pop over here. I'm going to share my screen with you because we have some great worksheets to go through here, and that will help explain this. And the first one we're going to do, if I can get this one up here on the screen, is going to be to brainstorm your goals. So, make sure I have the right one. Yep, goal brainstorm. Here we go. So brainstorming, this is literally just for 30 minutes. I want you to sit down and just dump ideas. Create a list, as many goals and bucket list items. If you're not familiar with bucket lists, things that you need to do before you kick the bucket, that you can. No structure, just as you think them, use the words that you're thinking of them. One of my big ones is be an extrovert. Obviously, that's not a very good goal structure, as I'll get into later, but it is the word that I thought of immediately. I do want you to break them down just a little bit down into your business goals, your personal goals, and kind of refine your personal goals a little bit more specific if they are specifically a relationship goal. And the reason being is there are personal goals, but our relationship can have a very huge impact on how we are going to achieve our business goals. So I wanted to make sure that we separate that out, because if you forget that aspect of your life, that is one area where it can make all the other aspects come crushing down. So literally 30 minutes, if you want to stop this video right here and jump on and have the worksheet in front of you, go ahead and fill it out, do it online, whichever is easiest for you, but just jot down as many concepts and goals that you can give. So do that right now, and I want to make sure that everybody gets that done. Okay, when you're done with that aspect, when you've got, at least 5 in each category, like give me at least 5, especially when it comes to business goals. If you can think of a few more than 5, that would be absolutely outstanding. But then I want you to come back after you've just blotted down everything that you can think of, and I want you to circle any commonalities in your business goals and start grouping them. Like if we're talking about doubling your business, is it doubling the number of butts and seats? Is it doubling revenue? Those kind of all fit in the same kind of general aspect. Are we talking about building your influence, building your reach, getting more leads in? Be as specific as possible in grouping them so that we can start to pull those out and we don't have to go into detail with as many. Same thing with your personal and relationship goals. Obviously, a lot of this focus is going to be on your business, but do not forget your personal goals, your relationship goals. On your personal side, if your health is failing because you're not taking care of yourself, you're not eating right, you're not working out, then your business is going to suffer. Your relationship stuff, if you and your significant other are fighting all the time because you're not focusing on date night, then your business is going to suffer. So it's very important going forward that you do focus on all the different aspects. So I'm going to flip on over. We have an additional worksheet here for you. Let's see if I can go pick up that one. Take a look at that. Took it all down. Try again. Smart goals. Here we go. And we'll toss that up to the screen. Perfect. So over here, we have our actual goal worksheet. And if you'll kind of scroll down and take a look at the worksheet, there's a lot going on. What I want you to do right up on that top here is I want you to transfer just one of like the group concepts that we did on our brainstorm worksheet over here to the informal desired goal. So that can be, being more extroverted so that you can go out to networking events and get more business. It could be get more leads in. It could be automating your business. Whatever the informal desired goals, or just go on vacation. I want my business to operate so I can actually have a vacation, or that I can actually breathe and not feel like I'm being like constantly worried about drumming up new business. Whatever the informal goal that you had over your brainstorm worksheet, transfer that over here to this informal desired goal. And you will need one of these worksheets for every single one of the goals that you're working at, because each worksheet is only good for one. Because we're going to break down this goal into tiny bite-sized pieces so that we can keep it all together and track it throughout the entire year. So after you have your desired goal, I'm going to kind of go over what we're looking for here that's really important. I'm going to toss this up on the screen so it looks extra big. But the first one is, I need your goal to be hyper. So we kind of like blobbed up there like, I want to be an extrovert, or I want to double my business. But what does that mean specifically to you? When something's very specific, there's no judging. Like being an extrovert is a great example. It's not really specific. I have not defined what extrovert means. And if I can't define it and I can't measure it, then we'll have no weekly goals, no monthly goals. We have no way to know have I accomplished this task. So being very specific about what it is you exactly want. I don't want to just double my business. I want to double my yearly revenues from to 2019 from 2018. I want to double the number of attendees at my live events. I want to quadruple the number of leads I'm bringing in every month automatically without me having to do additional work, and so I can stop cold calling. Whatever it is, be hyper specific for what it is you want. The second aspect I'm going to need your goals to be is measurable. So this could be double your business, right? Double your revenue. I want to see, we had $100,000 in revenue in 2018. For 2019, I want it to be $200,000, right? This is highly measurable. If I just say extrovert, or I just want more money, that really doesn't tell me anything. More money is another great example. Due to specificity, I can say I want more money, but that's not the same as saying I want $100,000 more. That's measurable, it's quantifiable, it means something. And when you can put that on a chart, when you put it on paper, when you can graph it, what gets measured gets done. So I need your goals to be measurable. Third one, attainable. It's so easy. Everybody is like, I want to make $1 million. Well, of course you do. You, me, everyone else. But is it attainable? If you've never made $40,000 in your lifetime, saying you're going to make $1 million is a large stretch. We were just sitting down with Richard Lindner, digital marketer, and there's some very hyper-specific goals that describe the company's growth. If you're doing 5X, there's usually some VC money, other people's money, something else going on that makes that attainable. If you're trying to go from $40,000 to $1 million in 1 year, that's an amazing amount of growth. You're going to be talking about an amazing amount of ad spend just to reach the audience you need. And if you're doing that on a bootstrap budget, that's incredibly difficult. So make sure your goals are somewhat attainable. This is easily done by, when we're talking revenue, which is typically what we're talking about, or in units, going 2X, 3X, as far as 5X. But I know 10X is a nice number, but that is kind of off the charts. It does not become attainable. Your big, hairy goal should be about 2X to 5X max units, so butts and seats, number of units sold of your product, or in revenue. 2X to 5X is a really good round number. The next one that we're going to be looking at is it relevant? Is it relevant to your business? If you have a personal goal, that may not be relevant to what you're doing. If you want to grow the revenue of your business, there are a lot of goals that may be completely irrelevant. How many likes on Facebook you have is rather irrelevant to doubling the revenue of your business. So whatever your goal is, I want you to take out the fluff and concentrate on what is actually relevant to doubling your business, or whichever the personal or relationship goals that you are working on for this particular worksheet. The other one that's the one that everyone misses, put a timestamp on it. I want to double my business by the end of 2019. I want to double my business in the next 3 months. I want to triple my leads that I'm bringing in the next 60 days. When you have a timestamp and you have a set time that it needs to be turned in, like that homework, you're going to start putting effort towards it. And our ideas, we're going to come up here and we're going to have some daily, weekly, and monthly goals. But more importantly, I want you to know that you need to hustle. So when the end of that time comes, you know that you're being held accountable, and then you're going to go back and you're going to focus on doing the things that you need to do. All right, so those are the things down there. And you don't need to focus on filling that aspect out first. I just wanted to let you know so you know what we're working with, and we're going to come back up here to the top. One of the next aspects that's really important to actually achieving your goal is what happens when you actually achieve the goal. So if I double my reoccurring revenue in my business in the next 6 months, what happens when I actually achieve the goal? I'm going to breathe a little easier. If it's on a process and it's reoccurring revenue specifically, I know I can take a week off and I don't have to worry about if revenue is going to be in the bank when I get back or that I'm going to be missing that money. I know it's going to happen, that I can take a vacation. That's what actually gets to happen. Breathe easier, pay off debts, take a vacation. Doubling your business is not actually about more money. Nobody wants more money. It's paper, it's printable. Literally, the Fed prints that stuff all the time. It means nothing. Money is merely what we can do with it, whether it's not worrying about buying a Starbucks, making sure your kids go to college or that they can afford extracurriculars, you can live in a good neighborhood that's safe, have a roof, have a house. For a lot of people, that is the goal. I want to be able to buy a house. And it's really helpful in your small business if you have a reoccurring revenue that the bank can see, hey, I know over the next 30 years that they're going to have revenue. This is going to make this a very emotional aspect and really start to put it in your mind what it means to achieve your goal. And then the flip side, what happens if you fail to achieve this goal? I've seen some people that are really, really disheartening. We had a client, I didn't know this up front, but if they didn't achieve their goal, if we were not able to double attendance in their preschool, they were going to have to shut down the kindergarten program completely. Like we had to put butts in seats or the program would have shut down. And when I learned that, I'm like, I'm glad I didn't know that before because that is so much pressure. But it really lets you know how important the goals are. If it's just, oh, I'd like to make more money, you're not going to work that hard to do it. And I want you to feel these goals deep down. For the next 30 days, I'm going to be asking you to do a lot of work in that 1 hour. No distractions, just butt in a chair, get it done. That could mean you might be staying up late, getting up early, shuffling your schedule around. There has to be a dedication. And the dedication is going to come from knowing what happens, either good or bad, if you fail or you succeed in this goal. So I need you to know what happens if you fail, so you have it deep in your heart that you really want to finish this goal. The next aspects. So one of the things I said is we want to be able to measure what this goal is, right? It's very specific, it's measurable. What are some milestones to this goal that can be measured? I had a friend, his goal is to be on the Inc. 5,000 list, except he doesn't want to be on the 5,000. He wants to be above the 500 point. There's some critical goals that we were able to look at and make sure that he needs to have these down. The first one is accrual accounting. You have to be using accrual accounting because in the US, the tax system says over 2 million, and I'll get to that reason later, you must be using accrual accounting. And since they want everything the same, it's got to be accrual. So just the process of going from cash accounting to accrual accounting is one of the milestones to meet the Inc. 5,000 goal. The second one was you must make $100,000 in revenue by accrual accounting in your first year. Not first year in business, but the first year that you're going to be measuring. The next big goal to that is making $2 million by the end of the 4th year, giving 3 years of growth measurement. Those are the big 3, and then of course submitting for the Inc. 5,000 list. But if you don't meet the first 3, none of this matters. So your big milestones are accrual accounting, $100,000 in year 1, and meeting the 2 million mark in revenue by the end of the 4th year, and then obviously submitting your package to Inc. 5000's program. Those can all be measured. You either did or did not move to accrual accounting. Number 2, did you meet $100,000? That can be measured. Same thing with 2 million and whether you did or did not submit. Whatever your goal is, find something that can be measured. This is not limited. So if you have something like become an extrovert, like we did, or I did specifically back in 2009 when I kind of came up with a system, even before the internet and all these coaches everywhere, you cannot just say extrovert. What is that milestone? Extroverts have lots of friends. So I had to find a way to measure the amount of friends. I actually used LinkedIn as an example. I kept my friends on Facebook, but every single person I met, I made a point to connect with on LinkedIn so I can measure the number of friends I had. The second milestone is, extroverts go to events. I had to say that I can know that by going to a lot of events, I need to go to, 30 by the end of the year, that this is how I know that I will be comfortable at events. That if I go to enough, I'll be comfortable. So break down your milestones, whatever your goal is, sit down and what does it take to hit that goal? The next section is going to be down here, daily, weekly, monthly tasks to achieve that goal. You may have all daily tasks, right? You may have nothing but monthly, but whatever that is, break it down in big 4 milestones, 4 across. That's not a coincidence. Make sure each one of these milestones, if relevant, has a daily, weekly, monthly task to get to achieve them. Just write the task up here that you can measure, and then just a little X if you're going to measure this daily, weekly, or monthly. So for the example on being an extrovert, mine were mostly monthly because I really didn't want to work on it super hard, but I knew it needed to be done. So I had down stuff like go to 2 events with non-family members each month. And then weekly, I would measure how many friends or connections I have on LinkedIn. These little bits can make you, like every time now and then, I would look at my goal worksheets every single day. Can I work on this one? No. Can I work on this one? No. Hey, I can do something today on this one. When you start doing that and you just knock out little bitty things like actively choose to look at your goal worksheets instead of Facebook first and knock a little piece out on one of them every single day, and I promise you, you will move forward. And here at the bottom, now that we've kind of like started working things out, go ahead and jot down what is about your goal that is hyper-specific. I want to double my revenue by 2019. Is that measurable? Yes, it is. I want to go from 100,000 to 200,000. I want to go from 1 million to 2 million. Is it attainable? Make sure that your goals are within 2 to 5 times. If you're doing a slower growth, you've been in business a while, and you only need to go up 50%, that's fine. It can be a little less, but make sure it is attainable. Don't do something like crazy and say you want to 10 times your business and you've never made more than $40,000 in a year. Is it relevant? Sure, it's relevant, and then jot down a timestamp. I'm going to accomplish this by the December 31st, 2019. Once you have those, I want you to come up with one big goal statement where if somebody says, what is your 2019 goal? That it fits down in one easy sentence that you can rattle off. I want to double my revenue from 2018 to 2019. That pretty relevant? Meet everyone? Yes, got them all. So I love that one because that one's nice, short, and sweet, includes everything. Make sure it meets all 5 of those specifications. And you have your goal. So at the top, we're going to roll back up here, and you'll notice I had a ranking box that we did not discuss. Once you fill this worksheet out for each individual one of your goals, come back here and rank them. What is your priority goal? What is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4? And when you put them in your binder, when you put them together, I want you to put them in ranking order. Because every single day, I want you to look at these worksheets, starting with number 1, and say, can I do anything to move myself closer to this goal today? And those are the top 2 things that you're going to add to your to-do list. Number 2, I couldn't get to that one today. What can I do for the number 2 goal that I'm working on? Got nothing there. Number 3, you know what? I can knock these out. Have these in order of priority and make sure that your priorities are straight. Sometimes your relationship might supersede your business goal. Sometimes your relationship depends on your business goals succeeding. So I hope that is really helpful. We have the worksheets for you. Again, you're only going to need one on the brainstorming worksheet, but you're going to need one each for the goal worksheets to knock down each one of the specific items. And you're going to need one for each. Rank them, put them in your binder. That's going to be the first couple of pages for your business growth journey. Get these done. If you have any questions, please come over to the membership group. And fellow members, our partners. We're all going to work with you. We're all going to help you. We're going to get these knocked out. I want to see your goals. I want to see your brainstorming. And again, if you have questions, please bring them to the group. We will help you through them. You're not the first to go through this. We've all been there, and we want to see you succeed. So that's the end of day 1. If you have any questions, again, bring them to the show. And I will see you tomorrow in day number 2. Bye, guys.